Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Pokemon Mystery Dungeons and Dragons: The Lanwell Chronicles. Today's recap will, I guess, be brought to you by either Crow or Doc, whichever, not Quill or Doc, whichever one wants to do it.
I
Probably,
can.
yeah, I was about to say it's probably fitting if Doc does it. So, Doc, you go ahead.
All right. So the session before last, we learned about the last seen location of Harold's brother Hope, and we took Raven with us to the lake where the dungeon was located, with the plans of going in and trying to find him. So the start of the session, we dove down to the bottom of the lake to the entrance of the dungeon. And we found an area that we said a lot was reminiscent of the Crystal Palace from Paper Mario. Basically, a lot of the rooms were divided down the middle by a reflective waterfall, and our reflections would mimic what we did. Um, Harold got a little suspicious because of a message found towards the entrance of the dungeon, and just kind of on a whim to see what would happen, he tried attacking his own reflection, and it turns out that they weren't reflections at all, they were actually ghost type Zorua. So battle ensued, which we managed to arise triumphant. Renyel managed to collect the ice rod, and shortly thereafter froze a couple of drains in a room with a fountain, which luckily was the correct solution, but it made the room flood and we had to dispatch a pair of Sharpedo. And then a little further on, we actually did encounter Hope, along with a ghost type Zoroark and some other ferals that seemed to be working under them. Um, Raven set up a one of those red crystals that he had modified to pacify them. So we protected the crystal by basically locking down enemy movement. The Zoroark nearly ruined everything just when it looked like we had it all under control, but uh, the crystal's effect took hold
Raven.
and they all stopped attacking us. We were able to escort them out of the dungeon. Thankfully, we did not reappear on the bottom of the lake. We popped out on the shore. Um, Harold tried playing a song for Hope that he knew he would recognize in hopes that maybe it would snap him out, bring him back to his senses. And he seemed to recognize it a little bit, but it didn't entirely do the job, unfortunately. And that is where we left off.
Alrighty, nice. Give yourself that D6 luck points for that excellent recap.
Excuse you.
Assuming assuming parser wants to work in any case.
I'll take it.
Oh, 5. Nice. Alrighty, so as you're back out now, it seems to be still fairly early morning. Well, not early. It seems to be about mid-morning, getting closish to noon. You see, as you are out on the shoreline, you see Aurora off in the distance, and she sees you too, and she looks at your entourage of ferals and just gives the biggest what the heck sort of look. And she eventually approaches and goes, uh, I take it things went, uh,
Well, they went, I think, probably the best we could reasonably hope for.
Okay, and what are you gonna do about... She motions to all of the Ferals, who all right now, at this point in time, they're basically sort of standing at attention. Their eyes are mostly on Raven with his crystal necklace, seemingly waiting for him to, like, give orders and stuff like that.
We met with someone on one of our missions who looks might have a way to rehabilitate them.
Ah, okay, sure.
It's a long shot, but I can't lose him.
Alrighty, I guess. You see Raven sort of stretch a bit, sort of crack his bones and work off some of the stiffness from the stress of the mission, and he takes off the necklace and says, "Alrighty, who wants this?"
Harold reaches out his hand.
Okay, he hands it to
I
you and
guess it'll fall to me.
okay, he hands it to you and says, "Alright, at least for now, wear this and you'll be able to basically just give him commands for now. Once you're once you're done, just destroy the crystal, I guess, and they'll... Now that they're outside the dungeon, they'll probably be pacified, but they'll also be sort of mindlessly wandering around like zombies and stuff like that, so might want to be careful where you end up releasing them.
Right.
Anyways, I'm gonna head off on my own now that you got Hope back and all that.
Thanks for your help, by the way.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
See you guys back at the guild. Hopefully I'll have some news or other for you of what's been going on after the peace talks. And you see him do some air quotes.
Do you think it's wise for us to go back to the guild right now?
Eh, I don't think... the Perch has their grips on the guild pretty tight, but I don't think they're gonna, at least as of right now, they're gonna make you guys outlawed at the guild or anything like that. Doing so would more or less expose, like, all their corruption, because all you guys did was save a town and stop what could have been the beginning of a war. As much as the Purge would like to take you down a notch for that, I highly doubt any of them are going to be able to really, unless they have something good to explain it, so to speak. The Purge isn't going to really be able to bar you guys from the guild, at least for now. And they're not going to be able to take any obvious actions against you that could be immediately traced back to them.
I guess our biggest danger is getting killed on the road then.
Yeah, you'll want to definitely be careful for, like, assassins and stuff, though. He takes a look at your entourage and he says, "At least as of right now, I doubt anybody is going to be dumb enough to attack you with this group, but at the same time, I would recommend go, at least until you drop these off, trying to avoid major roads so you're not seen with this either."
Right.
But yeah, ultimately, I don't think the Purge is going to be able to... Neither the Purge nor CLS are going to be able to actively do anything against you guys. They're going to do things under the table, outside a board, stuff like that. So you should be able to enter the guild, and even if you're not, I'm going to try and make sure you're able to, because you need that device from Kalen, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'll try and, at least to the best of my ability, smooth things over with the guild, even if something or other is happening, so that I could get you in and out at the very least. But that stuff I'll sort of play by ear once I get back and put my ear out to what's been happening. I'll need to see. I'll need to see and get an idea of everything before I can really act. Because right now I'm still in the dark just as much as you guys.
Okay.
Either way, good luck to y'all. And he sort of nods to you before he begins walking off. Do you plan to stop him at all, or?
I don't.
Yeah, I'm not doing. I'm gonna just let him go.
Yeah.
Okay. You do that. And you see Aurora just sigh and say, well, we're gonna head off to where you guys want to go now, huh?
Guess we
Yeah.
should have given you the option to head back with Raven if that's where you wanted to go.
Well, if Raven, by the looks of things, Raven's going off, gonna go full tilt, and I probably can't keep up with them. Besides, I suppose if I want to be safer, then it's best to follow you guys, considering you've got the little army right now.
Yeah. We should rest after that, and well, not in town anyway. I mean, we should. Ugh, we have to manage all these, don't we?
Yeah.
Well, hopefully the weird rock thing makes that easy.
I really hope it does.
Alright, we'll set the tent up. We'll give you guys a few moments to rest up after that fight, and then, or after what that dungeon you guys were in, and we'll, I guess we'll get moving.
Oh, we can get a little bit of the day, or just setting up and hunkering down, but it'll probably be a short day.
Okay, then. Here
Bit.
is your map. Oh, did you have anything else to say? Sorry.
Basically just, well, like I'm pretty. My HP is pretty low and all my resources are gone. Uh, I was intending to just go like a little bit and then like hunkering down by like the afternoon, not probably going into nightfall.
Okay. So,
Yeah, if we've got this whole party with us, we shouldn't have to worry about anyone really jumping us. So
So are you saying we should go into nightfall?
no, not in nightfall, but day travel shouldn't be any problem.
Yeah.
okay. So, if you are, then, if you're just going to go into the afternoon, then you're pretty much just going to be able to only go one hex. In fact, let me. You're pretty much just going to be able to only go like one hex around from where you currently are.
All right. I think the plan is to we're just gonna kind of rough it out and make our way to we're going to the forest. So we're probably
So we got to get over here.
going like that.
Note that if you go this way, you're going to have to cross the mountains. The pathway, the pathway between the mountains is there, though that is also a road, and Raven warned you to maybe be careful of roads.
Yeah.
So I guess for now, decide where you want to go, and then maybe when you hunker down for the night, you guys could decide whether you want to like rough it through the mountains or try and take the pathway, or how you want to do that.
Yeah, we
I'd
probably
say
want
we
to.
can at least go to here for now.
The biggest concern now is how we're going to get through the mountains. I mean, we can always just avoid the roads entirely and go over them. It's just
We've got a larger group, and it's going to be harder to scale mountains doing that.
yeah.
Well,
No
there
clue. We don't have
is.
the drills.
Oh, the mountains like go right through. There is the like really big scenic route where we like go around.
Hmm.
Yes,
I-
go all the way around. Sounds like a great idea.
I think we may just have to take the road.
During night or what?
Actually, that's not a bad idea.
Yeah, I think taking it during night is probably the best idea.
So like we just rest in the afternoon and then pick up at night.
Yeah.
Okay.
We
think we
could
should do that.
go. We could go a little bit further today.
It's like right here.
Yeah.
Well, if you go to right there, then it's gonna be evening. So if you wanna rest in the afternoon, then you'd have to rest there right now. But if you go on, that'll be evening, and then you would be crossing through the night.
All right. So let's just rest here, and then once evening comes, we'll We'll travel through the night.
Yeah.
Okay, and that's gonna cost an apple, right?
Yeah. Also, Eugene, you're apparently Patamon right now. Because he apparently refused to evolve.
What?
According to the comments. But anyways, yeah, okay, so are you taking this as a short rest?
I thought we were doing a long rest.
Oh,
I don't think.
okay.
I mean, if we wanted to travel through night,
Yeah, we're gonna long rest until evening, and then, well, we're gonna long rest until we're finished long resting, and then
well,
we're
long rest is 8 hours.
Yeah. So if it's afternoon,
And that would be like 8 p.m. or 9 p.m. ish.
Yeah, it would be around 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 1, 2, 3, 4. It would be morning would break once you reach here.
Pretty close to town.
all right, we'll just have to not go to town.
Yeah, we're gonna go to the forest.
Okay. Alright, if that's what you want to do, then first things first, how are you long resting? What are you setting up? What are you going to do with the feral? Stuff like that.
Yeah, this is what I was kind of worrying about.
So we have 8 of them with us.
You have Hope, the Zoroark, and for Zora to Meryl.
Yeah, I believe that's 8.
Yeah, that is 8.
So what if you use the hut around them, and then we just use the tent?
Yeah.
Well, whoever uses the hut can't move.
Yeah, that's Harold.
Yeah, I don't think that's a huge issue. Yeah, I think that's probably the best option because 9 creatures can fit inside the hut.
Including you?
Presumably, yes.
Yeah.
Oh, the hut size is actually a factor here. Okay, so you'd be able to fit all the ferals in and one other person, but 3 people would not be able to fit in the hut then.
Yeah, and that what other person is going to have to be me.
Oh, okay, yeah. Yeah, it actually would have to be you. Okay, so you could do that, but what are the remaining 3 of you gonna do?
So
The
we just got
tent.
the tent.
Okay, dressed in the Eldritch tent.
Yeah. Keep it like relatively close to the dome.
Are you guys, since you have the tent, gonna take watches then?
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'll do the best I can to take a shift on watch as well.
Okay, I mean, you could see out of the hut, right?
Yes.
Okay, then yeah, you can take a shift on the watch pretty easily. Alrighty then.
And then I will give, I guess, orders to the ferals to rest during the night. And because I'm, assuming they need orders in order to do that.
Uh, you're not sure whether they do or do not, but it seems ordering them to rest when you set up the hut does make it look like they're beginning to rest. As for you guys setting up the tent, congratulations. There are no extra poles lying around this time.
Oh, that's actually
Huh.
a little foreboding.
I
Yeah,
was gonna say.
something's wrong. Something's gonna go wrong here.
Alright, so what shifts are you going to be taking?
I will go first.
I'll go second.
Renewal will go last.
All right, guess that leaves me third by default.
I mean, I think you don't really do a watch since you're in the hut.
He can.
Yeah, I mean, I still need to cover for the 2-hour gap that you guys would have,
I guess that's true.
and I can see out of it,
Yeah,
but nobody can see into it. So
which, funny enough, means perfect cover as well.
Hmm.
Alrighty, so we'll start with your watch, Eugene. Eugene, your watch goes perfectly fine. Doesn't seem like anything in particular happens. And then Sergey. Sergey, yeah, your watch seems to go fine.
Okay.
Harold. Oh my gosh. Harold, your watch seems to go fine. And Raniel.
Here's where it goes wrong, baby.
Raniel, your watch goes fine.
Oh,
It
okay.
seems the afternoon passed by without too incident. And it is now evening.
Okay. So we're probably not used to getting up at this time, and we'll pack up everything and start trying to make time going through the road between the mountains.
Okay. So, and you're probably gonna hear me. So, how are you doing this, and what are the ferals? Are you doing it slower to keep a closer eye on things? Are you doing it a bit of normal pace or a bit of faster pace? And what are you having the ferals do? Just follow along, or are you having them do anything specific?
I think just follow us, and I think we're gonna have to go at a normal pace until we get to about like right here, and then we'll have to pick up the pace to get over here before sunrise.
Yeah.
Yeah, given the cover of night, we shouldn't have to worry about it going slow.
Alrighty.
All right.
If that's the plan, then let's see if luck likes you. Alrighty. For that quadrant, you seem fine. Nothing seems to happen to you there. So you can move on to the next one. You are now in the mountains. Who's in front?
I would think probably Sergey.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mr. Immune to bludgeoning damage.
Alright. Sergey, give me a perception check.
Oh. Oh dear.
I also have a question too.
Yeah.
So with the Gloomstalker ability, I'm invisible as long as I'm like something has to rely on dark vision to see me. So would I be able to take advantage of that in this area in any way?
You could potentially like do things like scouting ahead or stuff like that pretty easily, I believe.
Okay.
Are
Possibly.
you doing that?
Oh my
Well,
gosh.
we'll resolve this first, but Crab's gonna do that.
You see
6.
nothing. It's a
No,
pretty
keep
average
going.
day
Or...
or night.
Yes. Keep going.
Yeah.
Okay. So you walk a bit through this mounted passage, and eventually you guys run into, and they run into you. You see a lone weasel is traveling this road late at night. He looks to you, he looks to your procession of Pokemon, his eyes widen, and he's freaking out right now. He seems to be about to turn around and run.
Raniel's gonna cast Calm Emotions on him.
Oh my gosh.
Alrighty.
Psionically.
Oh, okay. Let's see. It is 60 feet. Yep, that's about how far he is. Alright, Charisma saving throws in his future then.
I'm pretty sure it's Wisdom.
I'm getting Charisma on this thing.
Yeah.
Weird.
Wisdom.
Okay. That seems like it'd be a Wisdom saving throw.
It does, kinda, yeah.
Yeah.
Alrighty. What's...
16.
Alrighty, he passed, so he is still taking off frightened.
Wait. We're just going through.
He does not seem to be listening at this point in time.
You want to make some gold?
Interesting. Roll persuasion.
Okay. Let's see. That's a straight up die roll.
Well, I mean, if you're within range, you still get the.
It's not a
wait, no.
saving throw.
Yeah.
18.
Oh my gosh. Alright, so he hears that. He stops for a moment, turns around, and warily looks at you and says, what?
I just kind of casually walk up to him
Okay.
and I give him 10 gold and say, "You didn't see anything."
He looks to you, looks to the 10 gold, and says, alright, I didn't see anything. And he takes it and walks away.
Okay.
Best of luck with whatever you're up to.
Wait, I was going that way. You guys aren't gonna attack me, right?
No.
No.
Okay. He warily walks past you. He still seems a little freaked out by your entourage, but he passes you and he seems to be making his way onward to the south.
Yeah, I have them all like stand to the side and let him pass.
Alright. Seeing you have them stand to the side does calm them a little bit, and yeah, you see him head out from the mountain range. You are presumably free to continue.
Okay. Then that is what we will do.
Okay. Yep. Things seem to be fine there. And now you're going to make a quick dash to over here, correct?
Yep.
Alrighty.
Probably want to avoid roads now at this point.
Yeah.
Kind of what we're doing.
Oh my gosh. Alright, yeah, you managed to make your mad dash over, and you're now off the beaten path and seem to be fine. And it is now dawn is starting to break.
All right. So I think we're going to stay up a little longer just so we can get our sleep schedule back on track too.
Yeah. We'll just go until evening.
Alright. If you're going to till evening, then you can make it pretty much easily into the forest and just outside of what you call Mori Town.
Mori Town.
But first, as you reach here, you see the rivers in front of you. There does not seem to be any bridges or anything like that. How are you going to cross this river?
Freeze it.
I can walk across it, so I could affix something to the other side maybe.
Several of the members of our entourage are strong swimmers.
So freeze an ice boat and then they can paddle us across.
Hey, it's the ice boat from Dark Heroes again.
Yeah.
It is indeed a vital strategy.
Okay, So, Radial, you freeze yourself up an ice boat. I don't think you could fit everyone in it, but you could probably fit at least all the Zoro and the Zoroark. Can you imagine the Meryl and Hope could probably swim just fine?
And Harold and I can easily just swim across. So
Yeah.
And I can walk across.
Yeah, so, basically everyone is indeed able to cross. And you make it on through just fine. You are now in the forest. Things seem a little darker now, but otherwise, you all seem to be fine. And because there are no paths, you're pretty sure you're no longer on the beaten path. So you think you're a bit safer now.
Alright, we'll probably just travel up along here over to here.
Alright.
just onward.
Alright. Let's see if anything happens, but probably won't. Nope. And nope. Alright. You make it to this part of the forest. It's hard to tell, but based on your internal clocks and based on how everything looks, you imagine that it is late evening getting to night.
All right. I think we have the same plan to sleep once again.
Yeah.
Alright. If there are no divergences from the plan, then I suppose I'll just do this real quick and we'll see if anything happens overnight. Nope. 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 Yeah, you're in the forest, so not much is gonna happen. Alright. You all have an uneventful night keeping an eye on things, and you are pretty close to quote unquote Mori Town.
Mori Town.
Onward goes the Eevee. Alright. So, you all successfully make your way into Mori's ramshackle little town, though it seems like it has had some renovations lately, as there are now proper buildings instead of run down sort of wooden establishments. And you see the Meowstic there. He seems to be keeping an eye on the ghost children, as they seem to be playing in this new sort of makeshift slide set, makeshift swing set, and stuff like that. They seem to be going sort of as kids are. And you're coming up from behind him as he's sort of just watching these Pokemon do their thing.
Hi, Maury.
His ears twitch as he hears you. He looks back and he says, "Oh, you guys are back." And he sees all the Pokemon you have, and he's like, "Oh, what are you? What are?" And he sees the crystal and he takes a step back for a moment. Okay, I like you guys, but what's going on over here?
Um,
Harold gestures to Hope. This is my brother,
That's your
or
brother?
what's left of him anyway. I can't see him be like this for the rest of his life. I know if there's any hope of him ever returning to the person he once was, I think that hope rests with you.
Oh, he He's in a dungeon and became like that, wasn't he?
Yeah.
They all are.
Well, I got good news at the very least. He sort of motions to them. These guys have all been, they've all been sort of, I don't know if I want to say rehabilitating or what, but they've been sort of getting better and better at a time, and some of them have even been starting to talk a little bit. They haven't been doing much more than just small phrases and stuff like that, but they've been starting to become more like us and less like feral dungeon Pokemon.
Do any of them seem to remember anything?
They've been telling me yes, but none of them have had any, none of them have been able to explain it much better than just, well, something similar to what you guys have. Apparently they saw Flash of Red. They were taken out of the dungeon, and they can't really remember what happened after that. All they remember is after that flash of red, they remember coming over here and meeting with me.
And then perhaps it's best if we do leave them with you.
Yeah, don't worry too much about any of these guys. Granted, I haven't had any evolved pharaohs before, so I don't know how they're gonna differ than these ones, which all seems to be kids, but I'll at least take care of them, keep an eye on them, and see how they're gonna do, and feel free to come back and check on them at any time. Guild's basically given me more or less amnesty for everything I did so long as I continue my research over here, so I'll be here if you need me.
All right.
Well, let me know if there's anything else I can do to help out.
Yeah, I'll be sure to tell you, though your guild and Misty Gales over there has been helping me by helping get me materials and build this place into a small little town for them. Anyways, do you know how to? Cause like I you can understand, I kind of don't exactly like those red crystals or anything after what they did.
Oh, yeah, it was a necessary evil.
Yeah.
Harold's going to take it off, and he's going to find a couple of rocks, one of which he is like small enough to pick up. He's going to set the crystal down on top of the bigger one, and he's going to take the smaller one in his hand, and he's going to smash it.
Okay. Since this crystal's smaller, it's not as sturdy as the previous ones. So you're able to smash it. Yeah, no, I'm just gonna let you have this. You're able to smash it pretty well. It becomes a bunch of tiny shards, not even to the point where I guess maybe Radial will be interested in the very tiny shards, but it becomes a bunch of tiny shards, and as soon as you smash the crystal, the pharaohs all seem to snap from attention to a much more casual pose. They seem to sort of look around at what's happening, and the Meryl and Zora, they watch the ghost kids play in their little playground, and they sort of instinctively see how fun the ghost kids are having and begin joining in as well, almost on instinct. while Hope and the Zoroark just seem to supervise and watch them.
Harold is going to walk up to Hope, wrap his arms around him. I promise you I'll be back.
Hope seems to look at you. He seems to look at you for a while, Harold, and roll me insight. With advantage, I'll give you with advantage.
21.
Okay, you see a flash of what seems maybe like recognition somewhere deep there, and he seems to almost respond to your hug out of pure instinct.
And I'm going to go up to Maury, and I'm going to pull the music box out of my bag. Hope gave this to me. I think you might recognize it somewhere deep inside. Maybe it'll help him to recover.
Oh, are you sure about that? Seems important.
I've learned to play the song myself anyway. I think he needs it more than I do.
Alright, I'll take it then. I'm sure if nothing else, the kids will appreciate listening to it as they head to sleep or whatever, and yeah, maybe having that familiar stimuli might help your brother sort of recover faster. You never know.
That's what I'm hoping.
All right, I'll see what I could do. He uh he takes it. You see that he's very careful with it and is going to be very protective of it. Thanks.
Thank you.
Do you have anything else y'all want to do here, or otherwise you can take off without any worries? Promise I'll keep an eye on all of them.
I think we'll be back here later.
Oh,
I we probably shouldn't dwell here very long, though.
No, we shouldn't. Stay safe, Maury.
yeah, I will. Good luck with what you're all doing in your guild work and stuff like that.
Yeah, if you see anyone else in the forest, just be careful.
You mean like not guildies or stuff like that?
Be careful if you see anyone.
Alright. He seems confused, but he sorta nods. And alright. Is there anything else you're gonna do here, or are you gonna head off?
I think we're gonna head off.
Yeah. Where are we gonna head to? Were we gonna go to Misty Gales or start trying to look for the Bearden tree?
I think we're going to Misty Gales first.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think finding the tree without one of those branches is probably a fool's errand.
I'll ask Maury before we go. You wouldn't be happen to have seen a large tree in the forest, have you? Like a
Uh,
really, like I'm talking colossal.
there's some slightly bigger than normal trees, but nothing on any absurd scale or anything like that, no.
One that seemed different from the rest.
Not that I've seen.
Okay. Yeah, I guess our next order of business is to go to Misty Gales.
Alright. So, you begin doing so. Alright.
I'm guessing that's another apple from our inventories.
Oh, you would have had... Yeah, you would need an apple for the morning, yeah.
Okay.
Alright, let me check this check something real quick. Harold,
Yes.
give me a wisdom saving throw.
This can, am I within 10 feet of Sergey?
I don't know, are you?
I
Depends
would
on your...
assume so.
Yeah.
assuming you're not, like, traveling distance from each other, I would assume so.
Let's see. 19.
Okay. Alright. Cool. Anyways.
Okay. That was strange. Made sense, but nothing strange while we're walking.
Yeah. Nothing strange happened while you're walking. You're not aware that wisdom saving throw took place.
Even Harold didn't notice?
Yeah, even Harold's not aware.
Hmm.
At least if I'm reading what's happening, correct?
Okay.
Oh dear.
All right, then I guess we're just kind of continuing through the forest.
Yep. And you guys are pretty much in Misty Gales. Town has its old mist. You guys see the sort of tree houses from the forest side as that's where you're exiting, and it's been quite a while, but you see the guild standing tall at the top of the hill.
So, how long do we want to spend here?
Probably the rest of the day, but no longer than that.
Okay. And then what's the plan after that? Are we going to White Town?
Well, we need the rents, don't we?
Yeah. Well, I guess we can plan for that later, but that's where we're headed to next. Making sure. And I guess we're gonna head towards the guild then.
Alright, is there anything you want to do outside of the guild beforehand?
Are you saying we're allowed to shop?
Well, you might want to get your money from the guild before you do that, but...
Oh. Just thinking if there's anything else to do here.
Harold, you
Like,
remember that you promised a
Mhm.
sort of rendezvous with information at the usual spot.
Right. I did.
We're still in possession of an Aurora right now, though.
Yes, you are.
We should probably drop her off
yeah,
first.
we should probably stop by the guild first.
Okay, you're gonna stop by the guild first then?
Yeah.
Okay. You walk up the steps to the guild. As you do, Aurora sort of takes a deep breath, sigh of relief, and says, ugh, finally, we're back.
Is this where we go separate ways then?
Yeah, sorry, but I don't think I'm going to be up for adventuring for a bit.
Understandable. Just like what I told Maury, just be careful.
Yeah, I'm already well aware that there is a giant web around everything. I'll try my best.
If you need anything, go to Raven. He can be trusted.
Okay. Alright, so you all walk into the guild. You see Rihan is there at the reception as usual, and she says, oh, all of you, good to see you're back. It's been quite a long time.
Yeah, too long.
Alright, well, you guys have been really busy because I've got a lot of money here for you, and also, Raven told me that once you guys get here to have you guys hop over to his office. He's got something or other important to tell you.
Okay, will do.
Alright. And she pays you guys. Oh, whoops. I probably should have put this. Okay, she
Drum roll.
pays each of you 516 gold.
500.
Money.
So yeah, add 516 to your totals.
Okay.
Cool.
And Aurora also gets paid a bunch of money as well, so it isn't just you guys, but her as well. Aurora sighs and says, I'm gonna head to the kitchen and get ready dinner tonight.
We'll look
Alright.
forward to it.
She nods your way and then she begins making her way out. Alright, Raven's waiting at the top floor as usual, so hurry on over.
Okay. I'm also going to keep my eye out as we go there to see if anyone is, like, watching us.
Okay, give me a perception check then.
Alright. $14.
Okay. As you're walking up, you see various guild members like Edgar and Finlay and all them, but none of them seem to be paying you too much mind. They greet you as you're walking by, say, "Hey, it's been a while." Occasionally, like ask you if you've got any neat stories or stuff like that, but none of them seem to be giving you or specifically trying to follow you or giving you any side eyes or anything like that. They seem to just see you as your normal fellow guild member.
Okay. Yeah, it's just kind of nod and give them, like, maybe later.
Okay. You don't see Kaylin among them, but you imagine she might be back in her lab or something like that.
Yeah.
But Alright. So you're gonna make your way up to Raven then?
Yes.
Yeah.
You know, I did not actually intend the Weasel to be for that talk.
No.
I did not choose Weasel because of that. It was a random pick and it just happened to work. Oh my gosh. For those of you who are probably wondering what the heck right now, it's in Crow's server, the Lanwell chat. Anyways. So, you, begin making your way up to his office, and his door is closed right now.
Run your minor illusions, a knocking sound.
Of course he does.
Harold was like reaching up to actually knock, and then Rengel does his thing, just
Right before he like the knocking of wood.
Okay. He, opens up, he sees you guys, it says, "Oh, good, you're back. Quick, get in, we got some stuff to talk about."
Okay, we
I'll
go in.
assume these are more recent developments.
Yeah.
Alright, what's going on?
Alright. You're all walking in?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yes.
Yep.
Okay, you all walk in and he closes the door and he says, "Well, I got good news for you. CILS has officially disbanded, and if word on the street is true, then the Purge has also disbanded, and both of them have made announcements to both Caldwell and Aaron that they are done and no longer doing anything."
I find that hard to believe.
That's what I was thinking as well.
Yeah.
Too much of that seems too good to be true.
They were already doing it in the dark, so like
Announcements just make all the more confusing.
Yeah, no, I didn't believe a word of it either, but, well, as you guys know, my group is technically allied with CILS, even though we couldn't care less for them as much as the Purge. We still do work for them, and he does air quotes, and it's something even the members, at least the lower rank and file members, have gotten. According to leadership, CILS has disbanded, and I can't say for sure whether the Purge has done the same, but if the Purge is acting like CILS is, then at least the rank and file members are no longer working for him, apparently.
Well, that's something at least, I suppose.
It's suspicious if you ask me, but I don't know what they're up to. I'm not high enough to really get any of those answers from CILS, and we don't exactly have ears in the Purge either. Though, not only that, but, Mayor Bryn of Whitetown and Estesis in Steelport, from what I've been hearing, none of them have been seen after they returned. And Thorny Boy hasn't been around either. Shad's also gone missing.
well, we do know of a place that they might be hideout. It was a place in the park that badge I gave you opened up.
You think they're hiding out there?
I don't know for certain, but we never went in there.
Check it out myself, but that might lead to some risks.
What we need, though, is we need a certain branch from the museum in Whitetown. Do you think you could somehow use some of your influence to get that into our hands?
Uh,
We, we met with the person who donated it to the museum back near Donsbury, and he said he'd try to get it for us.
I could try and pull some strings. I'm pretty sure, considering how well informed you guys all are, that that guy's part of CLS as well. I could bring up the conversation and see if I could get it if you guys don't first.
Because we really need it.
That branch involved with Leffel somehow?
You could say that.
Alrighty. Then yeah, I'll see what I could do without playing my hand too much. Right now's a awkward time for us too, considering both organizations have just disappeared. Like one of my agents who I usually send to learn some stuff I haven't been able to contact them anytime soon either, so that's been frustrating to say the least for me.
I assume the CILS knows about the ties between the Guild and the Purge.
They're aware enough. They don't concern themselves with it as much as we do, but they are more or less aware of it. Why do you ask?
Well, I mean, if they didn't know, I suppose orders or requests from the Guild would be more likely to be respected.
Ah, I see what you're getting at. Well, even if they did and cared more about it, they're aware that I'm not with the Purge, obviously. It's mostly the area and leaders that they'd probably be less likely to chat with. So I'm pretty sure if I make a request, it might be honored or it might not. It's really hard to say for sure. But once again, you guys can head over and see what you can do. Otherwise, I'll try and pull some strings as best as I can. Don't know how long it'll take me. Got a mountain of paperwork here to do, and there's a lot going on as well, but I'll try and get it done as soon as I can at the very least.
Right. Was there anything else?
Just wanted to give you that warning that something's odd with CLS and the Purge. At the very least, the idea of going to war has been pretty unpopular since what happened with Donsbury. They're The Caldwell citizens have been talking with Caldwell, and the Aryan citizens have been talking with their Aryan friends, and the idea of war has been pretty unpopular, so CLS of the Purge can't really do much of anything, so if you don't want to worry about them, you don't have to, but at the same time, them going radio silent is pretty freaky.
Yeah, I wouldn't rest on our laurels because of this.
Yeah, same. What they're planning, we have no idea, but I would bet they're planning something. I'll let you guys decide how you want to take care of it, if at all, and if you need anything else, well, my office is always open. Oh, right. Also, Kaylin's done with the device, so you could go down and get it from her if you want.
Yeah, we planned on doing that next.
Alright. That's all I got then, so good luck dealing with old Fluffy.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks again.
Yeah, don't mention it. He unlocks his door and he sort of waves you guys off.
Okay, next order of business is to pick up that device.
As Renyl's leaving the room, he's going to pass a telekinetic message off to Raven, telling him to make sure Aurora's safe.
Raven is going to respond that he'll do his best to do that.
Okay. Okay, now we go to Kaylin.
Down to the basement.
Okay. Yep. You guys walk through the guild, go down to the basement. You see Edgar is in the training room once again, beating on some of the substitute dolls, but you reach Kaylin's lab. The door is, as usual, closed there as well. Is Rainiel going to do his thing?
Yes.
Of freaking course. Okay. Then, after it seems like a few moments, but eventually, Kaylin opens the door and you see the Flappia there. She looks a little tired and she looks at you guys and says, "You know, you can use regular, you can regularly knock. You don't have to use magic to make the sound of a knock."
How did you know?
I got a bit of a detect magic thing working.
Mm-hmm.
It helps me just in case something goes wrong in my lab. It helps me figure out what went wrong, what the properties of it, and possibly respond with like an antidote or dispel it immediately just in case it's something volatile.
Oh well. That's not the point. Raven told us that you're done with the device.
Yeah, come on in and I'll hand it to you.
We go inside.
Alright. Yeah, you see her usual little alchemy lab. You see a bunch of random potions all bubbling. You see a couple of fancy inventions, and Kalen grabs what looks like the sort of spire thing with a button attached to the top of it and says, "Alright, this is it. It's a anti-teleportation device. You press the top button and it should make an anti-teleportation field for about 100 for a 120-foot radius around it. If you want to move it around, it should be light enough to move around just in case you want to move it anywhere. Though, be aware when it's anti-teleportation, that means for you guys too. So if you've got any teleportation or magic or stuff like that, you can't use it while inside this field.
Can it be disengaged easily?
Yeah, though you're going to need to hold down the button to disengage it for at least 6 seconds.
Okay.
She looks to you all and she says, "This is really weird and specific device. Why exactly did you want it?"
Let's just say we've been Dealing with a very problematic opponent who doesn't particularly likes to stick around.
Problematic opponent, huh? You look at her and she seems to almost be reading you. What type of problematic opponent?
Well, obviously one that teleports away a lot.
Well, yeah, I figured that out, but what is that opponent doing?
Trying to spur on war.
Eh, I see. And that's it?
Yeah.
There's something you're not telling me, isn't there?
Kaylin, I
course.
can tell you more, but I don't know if you want to know it.
I think with the amount of probing you're doing, I think you already know.
The way you're stepping around it, I've got guesses. I'm not sure if it's accurate or if I'm just thinking things, but I do have guesses. Yeah. What do you want to say, Rainiel?
I forgot.
She looks to the device, looks to you guys, and she seems to be debating on what she wants to say, and she says, maybe it is better, I don't know. At least if one of my guesses is right, then maybe it is better.
If you want to know, I will tell you,
What about
but you
this?
won't like it.
What were you going to
If
say, Eugene?
I said I wanted a rematch from the game we played way back when. If I lose, I'll tell you.
She looks to you.
But
She
if
look.
I win, then you just hand it over, no questions.
All right. Let's play then.
Yeah, I pull out the one I have, the board I have on me.
Okay. She clears some desk space, moving her potions and stuff around, and she clears a space to play. All right. Let's see how well you improved. All right. Do you remember how to play this, or am I gonna have to refresh your memory since it was like first episode?
You'll probably have to refresh me.
Okay, so basically it is going to be 3 skill contests.
All right.
First, you'll be making a history check contested against one of her own to see who sort of has better knowledge of strategies and stuff like that. Then you'll be making a deception check contested by her insight in order to see if you're able to fool her into not being able to figure out your plays. And then you'll be making your own deception check contested against her insight, or basically you're doing deception and then deception insight, and she's doing deception insight to see who's better at reading each other.
Okay.
Okay, so for dramatics, let's start with the history check.
All right. Do I get I have proficiency in gaming. Do I get anything, any bonuses pertaining to that?
Yes. If you have proficiency in gaming, then is it just proficiency, no expertise or anything?
I think it is just proficiency in gaming.
I don't think there's a way to get expertise in it.
I think rogues or wait, so tool and skill, not okay. All right. So then, with your proficiency in gaming, for one of these checks, you can add your proficiency bonus to it, and if you already have proficiency, then you basically get to double it. So you can either
Alright.
use that to make a check you're normally bad at better, or you can use it to make a check you're good at to be really good.
Okay, I think I'm gonna save it for one of my deception ones.
Uh,
So this is gonna be history first.
yep, it is going to be history first.
All right. 21.
Okay. All right. So as the game starts, it seems like your knowledge and skills have definitely improved. And at least in this specific area, you seem to be more than her match, though just by a slight bit.
All right. And while we're playing too, I'm gonna kind of make chat a little too. I'm going to say, I've kind of grown an attachment to the pawns because, yeah, they're the weakest piece on the board, but I think they set up plays and they lead up to openings for the bigger pieces to take the opponents.
She responds with, yeah, each piece has value. You never want to underestimate any of them. Even your kings sometimes could be useful, depending on what strategy you want to play. It's all about knowing exactly where to position them and what to do. You've definitely
Yeah.
learned a lot since we last played.
Mm-hmm. It's strange, but with the experiences I've had over the few months, I've found like the pawns are kind of overlooked.
That's the first mistake most players have, is overlooking the pawns.
Yeah. Then I'll go to the next move.
Alright, so do you want to start with the deception check first, or do you want to start with the insight check first?
I'll go with the deception, and then I'll add my gaming thing to it. So I have proficiency in it, but so I pretty much get expertise, right? If
Yeah,
I already have proficiency.
yeah, if you already have proficiency in what you're doing, then you will basically get expertise, since it's just add to your proficiency, basically.
All right, so a +3 turns to a +6 then.
Okay.
Ooh, 12.
Okay. So, in this instance, though you're trying to have a fairly good poker face, she seems to be able to read you like a book, and she seems to be able to figure out sort of what you're doing as you're doing it, so your poker face isn't as strong as her ability to read you.
And in this phase, I'm kind of going to say, and it is kind of hard to play this game with a clear mind, especially when there's other things going on in your life. So I realize I'm a bit nervous right now, and I'm maybe going to make some sloppy plays, but that's the game, right?
You can't always play perfectly. There's no perfect strategy. adaptability and thinking on the fly are always key points.
There's another game where I do something like that. Well, I haven't had time to play it.
Yeah, I've
Or
noticed you guys seem to
people do.
be busy going here, there, everywhere.
But I do realize what you're saying because, maybe I was cheating, but I was watching you play last time, and I tried to adapt a strategy, just get around you instead of playing like I normally did. And I lost.
Well, sometimes, yeah. Sometimes it's not about playing around your opponent. Sometimes it's about playing to your strengths. Of course, you want to keep an eye on what your opponent is doing and put them in mind, but if you're playing a strategy that's you're not comfortable with, you second guess, you make more mistakes. Whereas if you're playing a strategy you know about and adapt it to your opponent, you're able to put the pieces into much better use.
Yeah, I'm always watching where the king and queen are, though.
In order to topple them as fast as possible.
Yeah.
All right. Let's see how well that works for you.
All right. What's the last one? Insight?
Yep, insight against her deception.
Okay. 23.
Oh boy. She got a 14. So, despite her being able to read you like a book, you're also able to read her like a book. In fact, from an even wider margin than she was able to read you, able to read her. It's almost like you two have this strange understanding with each other as you're playing through this game, and thanks to you having a good understanding of her, and thanks to you having a better strategy, you seem to be on the winning foot. Do you have anything you want to say before we reach the finale?
Yeah, I'll say, you see, what I did there was a misdirection. I don't watch where the king and queen are. I watch where you think what I'm gonna do next.
She flinches a little, but you could see a slight smile on her face as she says, "Huh, impressive. You actually got me there."
Mm. Yeah, well, I've learned a thing or two.
I can see that. This is probably one of the better games I've played in quite a long time. And as the game continues onward, you find yourself at check. What do you want to say next?
I concede.
Her eyes widen there, and she says, "Wait, what? But you were in a winning position."
Well, I got to thinking something else. I was really pissed off with this place for keeping things from me, and I don't think I have the right to do that to you because I'd be a hypocrite.
Huh. I see. She takes a deep breath and she says, well, either way, even if you could see it, and you probably would have won. So, at least for that, congratulations. At least in this match, you were the better man. She picks up the pieces for a moment. She takes a deep breath and she says, okay, I'm ready. Tell me what's happening.
It's Fluffwell, your father.
You're going after him, and can I assume it's not just to throw him in jail or anything, is it?
Well, I
Well,
don't know that it really is him, actually.
yeah.
Something else has taken over his body. He's basically a puppet at this point.
Ever since the accident, he was almost always a puppet. Since the accident that caused what happened to Raniel, he was obsessed with something, obsessed with fixing his mistakes, so to speak. Him becoming fully a puppet, it doesn't honestly surprise me. Ever since that day, he ceased being the father I knew before.
All I know is he's been responsible for a lot of atrocities. We actually did fight him once, but he teleported away.
And that's why you want the item, to
Mhm.
make sure he doesn't escape then.
I'll tell you this, I don't want to go kill him, but we need to stop him. If there's another way, then I'm sure I speak for everyone when I'll say we'll take it, but can't really promise anything because I don't know what to expect.
And, well, if it's any consolation, like I said, I don't think it's really him anymore.
She takes a deep breath, closes her eyes, and says, Don't, don't put any concern to me, okay? If you have to do something, then do it. I'll understand either way. I've Several years ago, I came to accept that Daddy isn't coming home anymore. So, just do what you need to do to stop him. It's what my old dad would have wanted.
Okay.
And she hands you the device.
All right. I'll put that in my inventory.
Okay.
Pack up my board.
I'll remind you after stream of what it does if you want to have it like specifically typed down to put it in or whatever.
Yeah, that's never bad to have, so.
Yeah. It's pretty simple, but still. And then before you use it to break other plans I have.
Yeah.
Okay. Good. Good luck, you guys. If you need anything else or some sort of invention, well, I'll be here to help the best I can.
Probably not going to see us around here for a long while, actually.
Try to make sure it's not forever, though. I want to rematch myself now. This time
Yeah.
without any stipulations or anything. Just a good, clean fight. Or a good, clean match.
Yeah. Never say never.
Alright. Good luck, you guys.
All right, then we'll say bye to her and we'll go back outside.
Okay. Yeah, she seems to go back to her potion making. Despite what she said, she does seem to be somber with this information, but she at least seems to be dealing with it as best as she can and accepting it. But you eventually leave the guild and you are back outside.
All right. Should we just do shopping off screen, or we want to just assume we did it and head to White Town?
That's probably the best way to handle it, unless there's anything we need to grab specifically from shopping.
Yeah, if there's
I-
anything you want to quick grab from like a hardware store or stuff like that, then you could just go ahead and quickly say doing it. Otherwise, you can I'll get you the item list after stream, and you guys can quickly get the information Harold's gotten, and then head to White Town.
Is it important we grab stuff in preparation of a heist?
I guess we gotta, discuss what we're gonna actually do, because Raven said he might be able to get it for us.
Yeah, so it's all dependent on that at this point. We might want to just prepare on the off chance we have to go for our initial plan.
All right. So we actually saw the branch. Was it like encased in glass, or?
Yes, it was encased in glass. The glass did not seem to be fairly heavy or sturdy at the very least, but it was definitely encased in glass.
Did it look like there was an intended mechanism of opening it?
Not particularly. It looked like opening it was just as simple as lifting the glass.
Hmm.
Well,
Might be
there's
magically.
alarm spells all over it.
Mm-hmm. A knock scroll?
That would be really loud.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, I can use Dispel Magic to try to shut down defenses.
How long did Raven say he needed? He didn't really give us a time frame, did he?
Yeah, he said he'd try and pull some strings, but it might take a bit. He didn't give you an exact time frame, but you could probably assume it's gonna take a few days, possibly even up to a week, possibly. Though he didn't give you an exact time frame because he himself wasn't sure, so you don't know.
Yeah.
Okay.
You do know that Avery is in White Town waiting, so at the very least he'll be there if you want to try that route. But Raven, by the sounds of things, it's gonna take him a bit.
Might want to
Maybe.
just abandon that then for time's sake.
Yeah. Maybe we want to. Didn't you have your friends to go see,
I was
Harold?
about to say.
Yeah, I was gonna say we need to check in on that.
Yeah, I guess we'll do that next then.
Okay. So, Harold, you head over to your small alleyway spot where the Delvers send you their information, and you see a letter there waiting for you.
Alright, I will take a look at said letter.
Alright. You open the letter, and it reads, Harold, we've been looking into rotating mystery dungeons thanks to the rocks you've put around the place, and we believe we have 3 common locations to where this white rock mystery dungeon that transports around might be. We have disclosed on the map where the 3 most likely locations are, though we're not certain if it is at either or any of those locations as of right now. This should give you an idea of where to search at the very least. We hope this is helpful in stopping whatever plan our adversaries are doing. It seems to be signed by, okay. I see someone's already preparing. As it's signed by the Night Elves. And what you see is 3 locations marked on the map. You see right here. You see right here. And you see right here. I like how you're already preparing those. Those seem to be the 3 locations that it's possibly at.
Gotcha. I don't remember out of game. Was I going to give them an update on what's been going on here?
I don't think you outright promised it, but you can still do so if you want to. There's nothing really preventing you from doing so, so if you want to give them an update, you can go ahead.
I think it's too risky.
As compared to just outright telling them, compared to, you know, a dead drop, or what, just in general.
Yeah, I mean, in person, I think the kind of information that we have as far as an update here, it's just too dangerous even to leave it here.
Yeah. I think Reniel can contact one of them.
Yeah, the other option would be for Eugene to leave a message in Thieves' Cant, if one of them might be able to decode that.
You are aware that there are members there who can read these cant.
I think even that's too risky, to be
Yeah,
honest.
I was just about to say, though you're also aware these cant isn't exactly, like, it's uncommonly known, but it's not like nobody knows it.
Or you just worry about anyone picking it up in the comprehend language.
Do you want Reniel to write it down in Abyssal?
Good luck translating that.
I was just about to say, you know that nobody knows Abyssal.
Yeah, I would like to update them, but I just think it's too dangerous. So yeah, I think I'm gonna take this information and go.
Okay. You may do so.
We at least end up stopping at White Town and just sort of I mean, what do we want to do? Do we want to wait there and potentially just pick up the thing, or
Let's meet with Avery, and we'll see if he's got anything for us.
Yeah.
all right?
Okay. So you're gonna So you're gonna make your way to town then.
Yeah, to White Town.
Mm-hmm.
Are we gonna tell Raven to hold off on that trying to pull strings, or
Well, there's one other option. That Lytton apparently has another piece of the branch.
Yeah, but how are we supposed to find her?
Better question: how are we supposed to get her to even believe? Well, I mean, we know she's certainly not Pokemon, but I mean, would she even really be willing to hand something like that over?
Well, I'm just saying it's another option.
She does not seem cooperative. We should probably use that as a second, or as a last resort.
Is it looking like we're either going to steal it from a museum or try to get it from her?
Which would you argue is the lesser of two evils?
Well, asking her for it.
We could simply try to purchase it from the museum.
Yeah, but if they decline and then it disappears afterwards, then I wonder who stole it.
It does make it a little too obvious. And it's a surefire way to get even more Pokemon on her back.
What if I show up in disguise and try to purchase it?
That might work.
And then if that doesn't work, then we go through with stealing it.
Probably want to pawn all of our money together. I don't think it's going to be anywhere
Yeah.
remotely cheap.
Then we might not jump.
Let's meet up with Andrew first, and then we can plan from there.
Yeah.
All of this could be completely unnecessary.
Yeah. Assuming the day is still young, then I guess we'll head to White Town.
When you reach White Town, it'll be late evening, but yeah.
Okay. Then we'll just go to an inn or something.
That's not White Town.
That's a White Rock.
yes, it is.
I want to go to the White Rock first.
It's a stone, Eugene.
All right, so yeah, you begin making your way to the town. Your trip along the way is very quiet. Very quiet,
Too quiet?
possibly, depending on what you feel like too quiet is. But you soon reach the town and enter it. And as you enter the town, you notice that the town seems to have a bunch of posters around for new mayor candidates, it seems like they're planning on holding an election soon.
Hmm. Oh, it's kind of funny. I wanted this to happen in Steelport.
That's happening up here.
I mean, you don't
Do
know
we
that.
happen to recognize any of the candidates?
Not particularly, no.
Hmm.
None of them seem to be Pokemon that you'd recognize. But anyways, what's your first order of business? Is it gonna be finding his name's not Avery, it's the other one. I keep thinking
Andrew?
Andrew, yeah. I keep thinking
Yes.
Avery, but it's Andrew. Are you gonna find Andrew, or are you gonna find an inn first and hunker down for the night?
I guess it is kind of late, isn't it?
It's it's about 7, 8 o'clock.
Oh, that's early.
I guess if there's somewhere where it would be really obvious to look for him, like I don't know if the Freelance Guild has a branch here or something like that, we can try checking there before we turn in for the night.
Freelance Guild does have a branch here, yeah. They've got one in every major city.
What do you guys think?
Yeah, let's go check that place out first, and then we'll go to the inn.
Make more sense. He's going to be there.
Alright. You go to the building. It seems to be mostly empty right now, actually, and you don't see any sign of Andrew there either.
Is there like a receptionist or anybody that we could talk to?
Oddly, there is no receptionist. There's a note at the reception desk, but there is no receptionist.
What does the note say?
Quiet.
Out to lunch.
Be
At
more
dinner, yes.
No, that would be funny, but no. The note says...
If this is a chest note,
I'm glad I'm not the only one who thought of that.
Here
Oh my gosh. Well,
turns
look,
out the entire
the entire town has been abducted by chests. Serenia was right the whole time.
It's like just a mimic town now.
the building's a
Okay.
mimic.
But is the receptionist a gimmickghoul?
oh my gosh. Anyways, the note says, won't be back till late evening. Busy helping set up neutral election site.
Full action site. I don't like that.
Well, maybe we should come back tomorrow then.
Have we seen any Pokemon while we've been here in
Oh,
White
yeah,
Town?
there's been Pokemon
Okay.
around town, so it's not like the town's been empty. It's just the guild building is empty. You have not seen Andre around, but...
I guess we should just retire then for the night. Unless you have any better ideas of where to find him.
No, I think this is the best place to start.
Okay. So you're gonna retire for the night?
Out of character, I've got a real bad feeling is the problem.
Oh, I think we all can feel that something's up.
Yeah.
All right. What sort of inn are you looking for? Are you even going to go to an inn?
The one we went to last time.
Okay. If that's what you want.
Yeah.
Repeat customers.
All right. You rent a room at the inn, and you get to, yeah, you're able to retire for the night.
We asked the receptionist, like, why is it so? What's up with the election? And what's it? Why is it so quiet around here?
Guess you probably didn't hear. Our old mayor, he basically abdicated. Nobody really gets why or how, but he just left. We haven't been able to find him or anything like that. So, since we haven't been able to find him, we're kind of stuck just re-electing a new mayor all suddenly. It's been,
He didn't formally resign, he just disappeared.
yeah. It's been, from what I hear, it's been kind of a mess all over the place because of that. We're everybody and their mother wants to try and be the next newest mayor because all the processes are borked by his sudden disappearing, and it's been, we got the Freelance Guild branch here working overtime trying to help us help calm the town down and try and get a reasonable election, and we're trying to get done as soon as possible so we can restore order and peace around here and get ourselves a new mayor. It's been kind of frustrating. I mean, at least business has been nice, and even a few Pokemon from outside of town are coming to try and be the new mayor, but yeah, the mayor left and it's just been chaos.
Hmm. Do you know where he was seen last?
His office probably. Otherwise, I wouldn't know.
Isn't this kind of a cause for concern if a mayor just disappears with no resignation or anything?
Yeah, I would say it is.
And there's no like search for him or anything. You're just giving up and putting in a new mayor now.
Huh. Now that you mention it, that is really weird. I don't know if they're... Huh. Huh. I didn't really think of it like that. I was just told mayor's gone, we're electing a new one.
By whom?
Freelance Guild.
Everyone goes quiet.
We all just kind of look at each other.
Yeah.
I think we're gonna spend like the night outside, maybe.
Are you sure? I mean, I mean, not that I like want your money specifically. I mean, it's always pleasant to have guild members here as well, but I'm not convincing you at all that well, am I?
It's just it's so quiet that we might want to look at the stars and the great outdoors for one more night.
All right. If it was something I said just don't tell my bosses or anything, okay?
Oh no, it was nothing you said.
It's not you, it's more just, let's be real, kind of spooky.
Yeah, it's town's in a little bit of chaos, I can't deny. Alright. Well, enjoy resting outside, I guess.
Yeah. Let's maybe go to the outskirts and discuss what's on our minds in our minds.
Subtle.
Yeah, well, my idea was just to maybe go to the outskirts a little farther away and
Start the
Minds.
mind telephone.
yeah.
Mhm.
Alright. Yeah, you can go ahead and do that.
If
So
only I had a 5th level spell.
Right. So, what do we think? Freelance might have pulled
no,
Mayor, or
because the exact same thing's happening in Aaron too.
So we have been told. We do not have confirmation. I
But
could
we-
ask someone in Erin if we knew anyone in Steelport if the situation was the same down there. But I do not think Estesis would respond to me. She's the only one whose name I know off the top of my head.
I'm sure Sergei's friends would maybe know if they're sailing between there and that island.
Okay.
right?
Let's see. How do I want to word this then?
I don't specifically require it to be 25 or less if you're using sending, but try not to make it too overly long.
Okay. Renyl's gonna message Eisen and ask him if there's any sort of mayoral election going on in Steelport, or if he's heard anything about Estesis disappearing.
Eisen responds yes to both of those, and it's really weird that it's suddenly happening now.
Eisen has confirmed that it is happening in Steelport.
What if they're working together?
You mean Purge and CILS?
Yeah.
As strange as it sounds, that did cross my mind.
For what goal?
Surely not taking down us. I wouldn't think we
Yeah.
represent enough of a threat that two mortal enemies would join together just to overthrow us.
And like their whole motivation was directly opposing each other, and it's like crossed my mind, but why would they form an alliance?
The
The
only
key
thing,
members
it
have
though?
just disappeared.
the
Is
only
it-
thing they had in common with each other was the use of the stones.
No. The thing they have in common is that they both want control.
Unless
If they are willing to share that control with each other, then it is perfectly acceptable that they would form an alliance.
They're not willing to share it with each other. That's the whole problem.
Perhaps not previously. But I agree it is unlikely that they have formed an alliance. It is just not out of the question.
if they've outright disappeared, though, then that does make me worried if it might have something to do with the Ultra Beasts. As perhaps unlikely as it is, it's still. I don't know.
That's another thing, because that is true. You're right, Sergei. They needed those two to start a war.
And if
Would
they
that-
went through peace talks, then them disbanding would also just simply be a massive problem for the Ultra Beasts.
The other thing that bothers me is that apparently the whole idea for this election came from the Guild.
They're a section of the Purge, so that's... I don't know. Thing seems odd here. I don't think we have enough information besides like bouncing back hypotheticals, but
We simply don't know enough.
I think the only thing we can worry about for now is if this changes our plans.
what if the candidates is one of someone Black or Fluff will put in, and that's how they're going to start the war?
You're suggesting the candidates are plants and that it's potentially rigged.
Maybe that might be an avenue for us to investigate.
Well, the Mond receptionist, she was quite surprised when we did mention that it was very sudden, so...
But then again, it was the Guild who announced this, so I don't know how the Ultra Beast could be involved.
Unless they've also managed to infiltrate their way in. Again, we simply don't know enough.
Yeah.
Usually those affected by Ultra Beasts exhibit some sort of external appearance change. It would be very difficult for an infected individual to hide.
Well, it doesn't even have to be an Ultra Beast. It could just be someone paid off.
Do we deal with this perhaps after we figure out the situation with the museum?
Yeah. Maybe try to figure out something about the candidates afterwards.
How many different candidates were there?
You saw a bunch of posters for like all kinds of Pokemon trying to get influence, but there were at least 3 that you saw multiple, and a bunch you just saw like one-offs and stuff like that, of people hoping that they might be able to get in.
Hmm.
Okay.
I think the best course of action is to find who's got the biggest campaign and who seems most popular.
Who's got the most funding?
That would actually be a very good angle of approach.
But perhaps we want to go to sleep tonight with the HUD up.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, we're probably going to be using that a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so you're gonna put the HUD up and head to sleep.
Yeah.
Alright. You do so. You head to sleep in the outskirts of town, and soon enough you see morning once again. As morning comes by, Harold, give me another wisdom saving throw.
Okay.
Harold is Sergey's probably close to.
Oh yeah, we're all within.
I mean,
10
we're on the
now,
hunt.
aren't we?
Yeah.
+2.
Well,
8.
Oh.
Okay. All right. Good to know. Anyways,
I don't like that.
you all wake up. It is now morning.
All right. Let's go back into town and see if we can find our friend.
Okay, so how are you gonna go about this? Are you just gonna wander through town trying to find a Gudra, or are you gonna try and, or do you have some sort of system?
We're going to the guild first.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. You make your way in town. The election fever still seems to be pretty busy, but you make your way into the guild, and this time they do indeed have a receptionist. You see a ferret there who looks very overworked.
Oh yeah, I'm wearing a ring of mind shielding. Is that relevant?
I
Maybe,
don't
maybe not.
I don't believe it is.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't believe it is.
And I'm also, as we walk there, I'm keeping an eye out at the posters, like at who seems to pop up the most in these posters.
Gotcha. But yeah, anyways, you are at the guild, and there is a receptionist there. He looks to you and says, "Welcome to the Freelance Guild. What do you need? If it's about election stuff, please don't ask me about it. I really don't want to talk about it."
No, you can rest easy. We're just checking to see. We think there's a certain individual who might be here that we're looking for. Gudra Andri, sorry.
Gudri Etra. Oh, him. He lives in White Town. Why? Are you looking for him for something?
Yes.
Okay. East Side, White Town. It's sort of a bit of a taller building. Yeah, he actually bought his own house in town a while ago, so he didn't have to stay at the guild anymore. So yeah, it's East Side, a bit of a taller building. I think unfortunately tends to have goop on the front walkway, so you probably won't miss it.
Oh, okay. That's a good landmark, I guess. Then.
Yeah, it makes business a little bit awkward with him, but I get he can't really control it and all that stuff.
Yeah, for the mail carrier.
But yeah, if you're looking for him, that's where he'll be at.
Thank you very much.
Uh-huh. I don't think he's busy with all this hot garbage, but yeah, he should be he should be free. I think he mentioned he was expecting a visitor at some point in time.
Yeah, that's probably us.
All right, well then, go on and see him, and have a nice day.
Yeah, you too.
I'll try to. He
All
sort of
right.
just waves you off.
So
Do
was
the
that an
e-
apple or 2 apples for the evening and the morning?
All
Uh,
right.
all right, you did stay at the guild, so yeah, that would have been an apple for the evening and another apple for the morning.
-2.
Done 2 more. Okay.
Okay. To the east side of town, the goopiest looking tall building.
Gee, Rainiel, that means you didn't actually look forward to Aurora's dinner.
Oh, crud.
Ah.
Guys, we need to go back.
All right. So you walk to the east side of town, and yeah, like the ferret said, it is it too difficult. You see a slightly taller building with goop on the front walkway.
Trying to avoid like the puddles and go to the door and knock on it.
Okay. Actually knocking on the door this time. It takes a few moments, but the door opens up and you see Andre there. He looks to you guys and says, "Oh, it's you guys. I was wondering when you'd get here."
Yeah. May we come in?
He looks back and you see that his house is a little gooped up, and he says, "You can, but I'm not sure if you want to."
On second thought, maybe not.
Yeah,
We,
sorry. Anyways, you're here about the branch, right?
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I've got good news and bad news for you. The good news is that, yeah, the guild, or the museum is willing to give me the branch back.
What's the catch?
Uh, do you guys, can I borrow 300 gold?
Shouldn't be a problem.
Okay, thanks. I swear I'll try and return it at some point in time, but yeah, I need 300 gold in order to pay the return fee to get the branch back.
Okay. Guess
You
we'll,
want to split that, or does anyone in particular want to cover it? I mean, I could, because I've got.
we can like pool it together.
Grabbing calculator.
If
It
we were
doesn't.
doing this evenly, it would be 75 apiece.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Alright. So you split the money, handed the gold, and he says, "Alright, thanks. Wait here, I'll be right back with the branch. I promise."
All right.
And he begins taking off to go get the branch. He doesn't seem to be the speediest guy around, but he'll teleport to enjoy Aurora's dinner.
Should we maybe follow him or?
Yeah, if he's when you said that, I assumed he was like going back into his house. No, if
No.
it's to the museum, we'll follow him
Oh, okay. You
unless anybody disagrees with that.
Yeah.
I don't know
I
if
don't
we
know if
want to
all of us
necessarily.
should, because actually, since we're not going to be doing the whole heist thing, we may as well.
But I don't know if we want to go in with him.
Yeah.
Right, we can wait outside.
okay?
Brynjol can just spy on him with clairvoyance.
Okay then, Raniel.
I'm gonna say to him too. Could you maybe look it over and just make sure it's the same as the one from last time?
I don't see why it wouldn't, but sure.
Just in case.
Okay. Alright. You follow him to the museum, and he walks inside. And you're just gonna wait
Okay.
for him to come back out?
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Alrighty. You wait a few moments. Takes about 5, 10, 20, 30, and about an hour passes, and he comes back out, and he says, "Alright, I got it, and I'm 99.9% sure it is the same branch."
Okay. Can we see it?
Yes. He pulls it out and shows it to you. You guys really need this, huh?
Yeah.
Alright, here you go. Yeah, he hands it to you. It's a little sticky.
Ugh.
It's a stick.
I wasn't, I wasn't
Dang it,
exactly
Quill.
intending that, but okay.
All right. And when I inspect it, does it seem like a magical branch, or does it just look like a normal branch?
Problem was
Uh,
the
roll me Arcana or Investigation, I guess.
Oh, I'm good at Arcana.
All right. So can we do like 2 separate checks here then? He can do Arcana, I'll do Investigation.
Sure, I'll allow it.
All
you'll
right.
both get that +2. Or wait, no. I keep thinking it's. I'm
Paladins are
sorry, I
not
don't know
that.
why.
Paladins are not that OP.
25.
15.
Okay, Harold, you're not entirely certain, but Eugene, you've not familiar enough to be definitively certain, but it does seem like it's more magical than not. It doesn't
Okay.
seem like your average everyday branch at the very least.
Okay. I think this will do. Well, thanks a lot, Andre. I know it must have been took a big part out of your day to do this.
Oh, it's fine. You guys broke that thing over me and you helped out Donsbury, so it's the least I could do to help you guys out. And I promise I'll try and get that 300 gold back to you at some point in time, I swear.
Yeah. Do you know what's going on with this election?
Oh, yeah. Well, yeah. So,
Yeah.
the old mayor, he just disappeared pretty much right after we got back to town. He just up and vanished. Nobody heard a word about him. Nobody could find him or anything.
Hmm. Strange.
Is it known if he made it back to town at least?
Yeah, he definitely made it back to town.
And then just simply disappeared.
Yeah, pretty much. Town
No.
was a little chaotic after that, and we decided unless he shows up again, we're just gonna hold a quick election to get somebody new in, whether they're temporarily there until the mayor comes back or permanently. We're not really sure, but it's been a mess, especially with all the applications and stuff coming in.
Right, we've kind of heard about this just from some Pokemon about the town. And yeah, we noted it's a bit interesting. No one's sent out any search parties or anything.
Um, we tried searching around town at least. Beyond that, there's not been much other efforts to search for him.
Where was he seen last?
He last went to his office, I think.
Do you think we'd be allowed to look around if we asked someone?
He thinks for a moment. He says, "No, I don't think you would."
Well, we might find something.
I mean, I guess, but you guys are trainees, and probably don't have the authority to look into his office. I don't even think they'd let me look into his office. It would be nice. Our leader looked into his office, but there was nothing to be found there. It was cleared out and cleaned up.
Your leader?
Oh yeah, the leader of our branch of the Freelance Guild.
And who is that again?
He's not one of the main 12, but he's Girder. Or Girder? Or, is it Girder? Yeah, Girder.
Girder.
Girder. Real swell guy, hard worker.
Hmm.
He might be in his office if you want to talk to him.
Yeah, we might just do that. Well, do you know who's in running? Who's the most popular out of the candidates?
At this stage, not really.
Hmm.
It's still a little too early to fully know who or what's the most popular.
Well, yeah. I guess thanks again for helping us out. We really appreciate it.
Yeah, no problem. Good luck.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. We got the branch. Where to next?
Where's he next?
No, with our reputation, I doubt they're gonna let us look around that office.
Probably not.
Not a chance.
Do we just continue on our current plan, or is
Well,
anyone thinking about any detours?
I'd like to figure out what they're up to. So I don't want to be surprised by them.
Yeah, can't say I exactly like the current idea of what's been going on here. It's
I mean, these
simply too sudden.
two factions disband and then their figureheads disappear. This is really suspicious.
And at the same time, an election is being held.
You know, maybe we should watch the election play out.
That could take weeks.
We don't exactly have that time. Who knows what else is just unfolding while that's going on?
You know, it's just I don't really feel comfortable just carrying on and ignoring this.
We can check up on what leads we can find here, but all I'm saying is we can't wait for the whole election to wrap up.
Yeah.
Then do we attempt to figure out what happened to the last mayor?
There's two places we could attempt to go. There is actually looking around his office or that sewer hideout.
Well, looking around his office is not something we can simply walk in and ask questions.
Well, I picked up a trick or two from that book, and I learned some magic to disguise myself.
I'm listening.
And maybe if we see someone working there, I can stand in for him and get in there.
Eugene, you're making me think you're picking up a thing or two from Raniel.
Well, nothing's gonna start until we take action. Just a look around the office. See if there's any notes or signs of a struggle, or last time I went into a political figurehead's office, I got dirt on him.
I mean, I never said I disagreed with the idea.
Or we could just do the same thing I did last time and go invisible.
I'm leaving this up to the other two, depending on what they think.
Yeah.
What about meeting with the guild leader here?
Yeah, we could meet with him. But just know by now they've probably been tipped off what we've been doing and what we know.
Even
Actually, if this whole thing was orchestrated by the guild, he's probably in on it.
even if he's not necessarily part of Purge, or well, what was left of them. I do not believe they've disbanded. It might just simply be better we do some digging of our own. Unprompted.
Yeah, I agree.
Meanwhile, if I got anything that would help. Really?
Well, do we want to take the invisibility approach or the disguise approach?
Invisibility requires, or the disguise requires some reconnaissance, but
But the invisibility,
we can just kind of pop out. I could probably easily talk my way in there with the disguise one. I gotta kind of sneak in there with the invisibility.
maybe a mixed approach, perhaps a bit of reconnaissance, sneak your way in, and then just sneak your way out while invisible.
Yeah, it'll help if I can talk to the person I'm going to impersonate too, for about a minute just to get their voice down.
So maybe we just make our way towards the mayor's office and ask around.
Yeah. See if any of there's like a security guard or something.
Just some innocuous questions.
Yeah. Yeah. So I guess we're gonna go to town hall.
Or you could go invisible, watch on someone, and listen in on their conversations. But this might work better, what we're doing now.
Might work too. Yeah. Yeah.
Maybe
So
just play it by ear.
yeah. Use invisibility for the reconnaissance and try to listen into conversations.
Okay. Then I think we will do that next time.
Oh,
Okay.
all right.
Yeah.
So, alrighty then.
We still get our heist.
It's just for something ambiguous now.
Information.
Alrighty. So yeah, next time they'll be heisting the mayor's office for information. So we shall see you all then. Bye.
See ya.
The stream is pretty caught up too, so you